In a quiet, dusty town where engines echo more than conversation, we find Jake, a talented but struggling mechanic who runs a run-down garage on the edge of nowhere. Life hasn't been kind to him. Once full of promise and ambition, Jake's dreams now lie buried under unpaid bills, oily rags, and the weight of responsibility. He inherited the garage from his late father, a man who taught him everything about engines but left little behind to help him keep the business afloat. Still, Jake pushes forward with stubborn hope, fixing up whatever beat-up vehicles come through his door. Then one morning, some different trolls into town. On a rumbling matte black motorcycle, clad in leather and mystery, arrives a young woman named Emily. Her bike is beautiful but clearly in trouble, smoke puffing from the exhaust, a rattling beneath the chrome. She speaks little at first, her words measured, her tone humble. To Jake, she's just another biker passing through. But to the viewer, we already know, Emily is no ordinary traveler. She's the secret heiress to one of the world's largest tech empires, having walked away at least temporarily from her luxury penthouse in high society to search for something she's never truly known: real love. Emily hides her identity behind a carefully crafted story, just a biker on a road trip, escaping a past she'd rather not talk about. Jake, though suspicious of her polished manners and surprisingly expensive boots, decides to help. He doesn't ask too many questions. He never does. That's the kind of man Jake is, a wounded but kind, skeptical yet giving. As days pass, Jake dives into repairing the bike, and Emily finds herself strangely captivated not just by his skill, but by the quiet strength in him. He doesn't try to impress her. He doesn't chase, brag, or perform. In fact, he seems to expect nothing from her at all. And in a world where everyone wants something from her real identity, Jake's indifference is the most refreshing thing she's ever experienced. There's an authenticity in the way their bond develops. No grand gestures, no lavish settings, just shared lunches in the garage's back room, late-night conversations under flickering bulbs, and the quiet intimacy of fixing things together, both machines and themselves. Jake's story slowly unfolds too. We learn he once had the chance to leave town, go to school, start a career, but family came first. Now he's trapped in a cycle, convinced that life won't offer him a second shot. And yet, with Emily, something shifts. He starts smiling more, believing more. She challenges him not with money or promises, but with her presence and genuine interest. She listens. She sees him. The climax sneaks up softly but powerfully. One evening, a man in a tailored suit shows up at the garage. He knows Emily, and worse, he addresses her not as a drifter, but by her real name, Emily Vandermeer, heiress to the Vandermeer fortune. Jake overhears, and suddenly the illusion is shattered. The girl he's been falling for isn't who she claimed to be. To him, it feels like a betrayal. Emily pleads for him to understand. She didn't lie to manipulate her. She lied to protect the only shot she had at finding someone who would love her for her, not for her billions. But Jake walks away, wounded and humiliated. In his world, trust is rare, and now it's broken. What follows is not a dramatic chase or a public confession. Instead, the film lets emotion breathe. Jake reflects, guided by a letter Emily leaves behind, a heartfelt message explaining everything. Not just her identity, but how much he changed her, how he reminded her what love could feel like without money distorting it. And then, in the final moments, Jake does something simple but profound. He fixes the bike completely, rides out to the edge of town, and waits. Emily returns. No declarations, no fireworks, just the sound of two engines idling, two hearts beating fast, and two people finally ready to begin again. This story works not because it's about wealth or romance, but because it flips the expected. The man doesn't save the rich girl, nor does the billionaire sweep the commoner off his feet with grand wealth. Instead, they meet in the middle, stripped of pretenses, defined only by their character. It reminds us that love, real love, asks for vulnerability and courage and not status. Struggling mechanic helps a biker is a quiet triumph of storytelling. It tugs at the heartstrings without manipulation. It's about second chances, the beauty of being seen, and the courage to let someone love the parts of you that are unpolished and real. In a world of fast love and fast endings, this tale reminds us that sometimes, Love finds us when we stop chasing and just fix what's in front of us.